Max Verstappen secured his second pole position in a row for the Styrian Grand Prix as the Red Bull driver maintained his championship momentum ahead of Lewis Hamilton at the team's home track. Hamilton set the third quickest time of qualifying behind Valtteri Bottas, but will start alongside Verstappen on the front row in second due to a free-place grid penalty for his Mercedes teammate for spinning in the pit lane on Friday. Red Bull appeared in control throughout qualifying around the short but fast Red Bull ring, and Verstappen's first Q3 lap of 1:03.8 proved to be comfortably sufficient for the fastest lap. Lando Norris also had a stunning session for McLaren to take what become thirds on the grid for Sunday's race, with the Briton outpacing the second Red Bull as Sergio Perez. Norris lapped just 0.053 slower than Hamilton, whereas McLaren teammate Daniel Ricciardo was knocked out in Q3 and starts 13th. Bottas, meanwhile, will drop from second to fifth on the grid for Sunday's race. Mercedes had appeared set to challenge for their first pole in 4 races after a stronger form through practice than last week in France, but Verstappen's Red Bull combination proved too strong all the way through the 3-part knockout quali, saving an additional set of soft tyres in Q3 to complete 3 runs, instead of the usual 2. Hamilton was 0.226 adrift of Verstappen's first Q3 attempt and then quickly lost time on his last run, but before running wide at the penultimate corner. He was demoted to third by Bottas as a result, but the Finns grid penalty made the late switch for Mercedes academic for Hamilton. I've been giving it absolutely everything, not the greatest of second runs, but nonetheless it's still the front row after the penalty, said Hamilton, who has not been on pole for 4 races now. We go into the race tomorrow for a fight. Verstappen also expecting a close battle for race day supremacy, 7 days on from a tussle from Hamilton that Paul Ricard went down to the penultimate lap. I'm sure again it will be very tight, said the 12-point championship leader. Hopefully as interesting as France. Strong day for AlphaTauri. Pierre Gasly impressed against take 6, while rookie teammate Yuki Tsunoda delivers a step forward in his Saturday form to qualify 8th. However, the Japanese driver was later handed the free-place grid penalty for blocking Bottas in Q3 and so dropped to 11th on the grid. Charles Leclerc was the sole Ferrari to make the top 10 in 7th place, with teammate Carlos Sainz one of the several big names to drop out in Q2. Aston Martin's Sebastian Vettel and McLaren's Daniel Ricciardo were rather shock casualties, while Alpine's Esteban Ocon was a shock casualty of Q1. But Fernando Alonso continued his strong recent form relative to Ocon to take 8th, while Lance Stroll was the quicker Aston Martin driver for the first time since Barcelona, as he ended the run of 2 successive Q1 exits. George Russell was another one of the standout performers. Not only did the 23-year-old Briton continue his 100% record of Q2 appearances this year, he also came within a whisker of taking Williams into the first pole shootout for a very long time. And his first time for the team. The Englishman missed out to Stroll by a minuscule margin of 0.008 seconds. Nonetheless, Tsunoda's demotion means Russell starts from a best grid position of 10th in his 47 races for Williams after qualifying 3 obscenely faster cars, it has to be said. So another really impressive qualifying session for George Russell. But before I go, here is the qualifying classification. Max Verstappen, Valtteri Bottas and Lewis Hamilton rounding out the top 3. Yeah, you have to say that Red Bull really is too fast at the moment, which is why I was really disappointed with Sergio Perez. He just hasn't seemed to have the pace all weekend, really. Bottas and Hamilton, I think Hamilton kind of helped Bottas to get in front there, which kind of makes sense. Lando Norris, once again a star. Obviously hugely disappointing for Daniel Ricciardo. I really thought it was starting to click, but maybe not. Gasly once again doing a very, very good job, and Tsunoda in 8th. Disappointing for him to get the podium demotion, but still good for him. Charles Leclerc in 7th. I think he'll be pleased with that, especially with Carlos Sainz. However, Ferrari do seem to have lost some real good pace ever since we went back to circuits like that. And then you've got Alonso in 9th. He's really starting to get his mojo back now, it looks like, especially with Ocon down in 17th, which is big for him. Stroll in 10th. I think he'll be happy with that, just to get back on track after a few disappointing qualifyings, especially with Vettel in 14th. And then, of course, you've got George Russell in 11th. Really, really impressive from him once again, it has to be said, and he really is knocking on the door for that Mercedes drive. You've got the Alfa Romeos in the 15th and the 18th position. disappointing for them, you could say, especially with Russell getting right up there. So yeah, you could really say disappointing. Latifi in 16th, once again, he did take a really good lap in the middle part of Q1, but it just wasn't enough. And then of course you got the Hasses, who were still just behind by a long way. Hey guys, that's it for the video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts, comments down below. Follow me on Twitter, link in the description below for daily F1 news, and subscribe to my channel on the screen right now. That'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace!